You're live, David.
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting it marinate a little bit. Welcome, everybody. Last week, we had one of our most successful Swolecast offseason best ball streams of all time. The comments were absolutely golden. People liked it. And so we said, if we do it a second week in a row, is it going to just run it into the ground? And to that, we say, yeah, absolutely. But that's what we're doing. We're going to draft another. And I promise you, I haven't done any research since last week for best ball. So
I believe you.
Yeah, this is just a gradual kind of me learning things and getting tutored by the chat and by the two guys on the show. It'll be a fun show. Stick around. It's drafting part 2 here on the Swolecast from RotoGrinders.com.
You Davis Maddox from the Swolecast? I was like, yep, that's me.
I just want you guys to know I'm total dust. I'm the problem.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Leave it to the guy with the crypto dunes, Abby, to not understand context.
I should have known you getting 30 likes was directly written by someone else.
You know me, I don't do a ton of research before the show.
I've put no research into this. Don't know if it's true at all.
You're on the right show.
To it, bro. Live a little.
Live a little.
Just live a little, guys.
All right, welcome into the Swolecast. Soccer Dave, a.k.a. David Kitchen, is what other people call me in my real world. We've got Peter Overzet. You might know him as FF_Comedy Hour. Pete,
That's
and
what
then,
I know him as.
And then you've got Davis Maddock. And Davis, just people know as Davis and some other names. All right, so we just got into the draft. It is Davis, you got the 7 spot.
Hate it.
Pete's got the 9 spot, and I've got the 12.
Yeah, this is going to be good content.
Dude,
Dave making picks back to back.
Oh man,
it's going to be so. Last week, this is the first look. This week is like the second part. Yeah, it's the first look for me. It's like blind going into the draft blind. We had 121 comments. Just because people love the show so much. That was like probably the only reason.
Kitchen, after the show, you were not joking in the Slack channel. You're going like, where are all these comments coming from, Dave? Not listening to me on the show.
I was focused on something else. I didn't realize that you're giving away
$1,500 cold hard cash, Dave.
$1,500 cold hard cash. And you can do that by commenting on this. Make sure that you like it. And also you can do it by commenting on any other Pete streams. He's streaming all
board,
100.
Can we put the draft board up?
I thought you were screen sharing, Peter.
I am?
Yeah.
All right, sure.
That's what the host is supposed to do.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Okay. Well, this is also why I was trying to get on 13 minutes earlier. And you're like, oh, what do we have to do? We have to get see you fumble your exposures or whatever else. So,
oh yeah, actually, and I need to mess with my. Hang on one sec.
Oh gosh,
I need to change my ranking.
This is, guys,
Dave,
if we're gonna do this,
screen sharing.
Okay. Well, maybe I will screen share.
You are the host of the program.
Peter starts the 7. Davis starts the 7 spot with Bijan Robinson. Davis, you love Bijan Robinson.
I do. Why would I not? Bijan Robinson is. This is Zeke rookie season. This is Jonathan Taylor rookie season. He's going to get the ball 300 times. He's got a good Week 17 game. It's just really there's nothing more you could ask for.
All right, so I'm on the clock. Devontae Adams is still there. CeeDee Lamb. Trying to look for maybe some pairings right off the bat. You know what? Here's what we're going to do.
Well, do you know that you guys can play each other?
Did I draft? Oh, gosh. First auto draft.
You auto drafted?
Yes, I tried to select CeeDee Lamb. Now I don't know if I can select CeeDee Lamb.
How do you accidentally select Devontae Adams?
He was next. It was an auto draft.
Come on, Kitchen.
All right, 10 seconds left. I'm just going to go with CeeDee then. this is totally ruined.
Wow, they don't even
what I
play each
wanted to
other in
do.
week 17.
Wow.
What an awful pick.
So
Sorry.
Dave always, he cares about leverage. He cares about uniqueness. So he knows that the Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor pairing is super, super common.
I will not. Last season, I didn't take any Colts, any Jonathan Taylor, any Pittman shares, and you know what? It paid off. I will not take any Jonathan Taylor shares this year either.
You won't?
Interesting.
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Maybe
All right,
one.
that's it. I'm protesting with Dave. I'm not taking Jonathan Taylor. If I stand with Dave, no
That's
Jonathan
right.
Taylor.
Like
Except the 11.5% that I already have.
What make the case for Jonathan Taylor this year as opposed to last year? Like you guys not.
Well,
learning your
you had
lesson.
to take. I didn't take any Jonathan Taylor last year. I took McCaffrey in every draft.
Same.
What's
But,
wrong
like,
with
people-
Jonathan Taylor, Dave?
He was going 1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Mhm.
He's got a new quarterback that also runs this year.
Curious to have Dave game this out, like how running quarterback would maybe impact Jonathan Taylor. I'd love his thoughts.
You ever heard of Jalen Hurts?
Well, Miles Sanders.
How did Miles Sanders
Yeah, I was
do
gonna say
last year, Dave?
Miles Sanders scored about 1 billion touchdowns last year.
Okay, so you two love Jonathan Taylor.
I don't really. I actually don't love Jonathan Taylor.
At this price, at pick 20, I think he's a great pick there.
Now that Eckler is locked in, and I don't have to worry about him holding out, being on a team where they won't throw him the ball 100 times or whatever. I am imagining myself not getting a ton of Jonathan Taylor from this point forward because I prefer the Cooper Kupp, Saquon Barkley Week 17 game stack to the Adams, Jonathan Taylor, because I like to play the Colts passing game side of that. Yeah. But also Elon Muscular does make a great point, which is that he is a Tennessee Titan rival, therefore he's bad.
Is that why,
No.
Dave, it's just a bias if you can't envision Jonathan Taylor rumbling through the defensive line of your precious Titans?
Who's the pass catching back for the Colts?
I don't really have one.
The pass catching back. I mean,
Is it going to be Jonathan
Deion
Taylor?
Jackson would be the guy?
I think
then.
the concerns you would have about Jonathan Taylor would be the offense won't be very good because Anthony Richardson's not ready, and the touchdowns that you expect him to live on in a bad season, he could just run on the bad side of variance and have Anthony Richardson take all of those.
What was he last year? As far as what was he in the running back? Like, what did he finish? Running back what last year?
Well, he missed some time, so that's going to impact it. He only played in 11 games.
Yeah.
11 games, Dave. He had 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns with 40 targets.
4 touchdowns? Not my running back. All right,
Here's
Peter.
the
What
filter you need for Jonathan Taylor, Dave? You ask yourself, can this guy run for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the fantasy playoffs? The answer with Jonathan Taylor for that is most certainly yes. So you can
don't do this to me, Hammer. Don't do this to me, Hammer.
Who are you hoping for?
Derrick Henry.
I can't believe you are sweating Derrick Henry falling to you.
Wow.
Come on.
Times have
Davis.
changed.
Come on,
Davis is joining the Live a Little crowd.
Wow.
That you can't say MFer on this stream, Davis. This is
that
people
is
could be watching.
very
Just take Breece Hall. It's the better version of the Derrick Henry pick. Davis.
I mean, I get the anger, Davis, but it's Palms dropped one. Okay, so Davis drafts Mark Andrews. How are you feeling about? Yeah, how are you feeling about this, Peter? You got 2 wide receivers. Walk us through.
Yeah, and now I have 2.5 wide receivers because I just selected Deebo Samuel. My first share of Deebo Samuel in Best Ball Mania here. So someone was asking me if I was out on Deebo Samuel the other day, and I'm like, no, I just was so scarred by loading up on him last year, but I'm going to take him here.
Such a good Week 17 play, dude. Like, he is like insane leverage on the number 3 overall pick. You can get his quarterback in the 17th, 18th round right now. It is it's the nuts. Like, he is a great pick right now.
And a grown-ass man, if you will.
All right, roster optimization is on, and then it's my pick. You've got Amari Cooper, average Amari still there. Boy, I took him last week. I'm not sure about this week.
You would hate to have 100% exposure across your 2 drafts.
All right, so what I'm actually going to do is, let's see. No, I don't want to draft him. Oh gosh, this is gross.
We got to set a line on how many times Dave auto drafts.
3 seconds.
This is gross. I'm going to go with Justin Fields again.
Wow,
might as well
Dave.
take Amari.
Oh no, back on the clock. You know what? I'm gonna pair him with DJ Moore.
Man,
Love
I can't
it.
believe
the chalk overpriced stack that you can now get at the 4-5 turn. Now Kitchen's taking it still at the old prices.
Again, you guys, I'm gonna walk you through this.
Dave, you are a slappy right
No.
now.
I tried explaining this to you last year, and you would think after I was a best ball finalist on DraftKings that you guys would listen to me, because this is like sound logic. By the way, shout out to who is it? Tyler Evans, all day, every day, 22. He said only one entry, leave a little money on the table, live a little. Tagged me, tagged the Swolecast. He put $20 entry in the NBA Showdown and won $20,000 last night. So the live a little mantra. Yeah. Again, walking you guys through this, and Davis, you're picking right now. You've got a running back, wide receiver, and tight end.
Easy pick.
Yeah.
I was really debating between Amari and Gibbs. Amari sliding there to the 4th normally doesn't happen at that spot, so I went and grabbed it.
Okay. Here's the thing, though, because we got a little time. Let me break this down for you. And I tried to explain this last year. You guys did not understand it. How did this guy Tyler Evans win this contest last night? You're
talking about Showdown in what sport?
A ton of entries. It doesn't matter. This is game theory 201.
It's time for a little game theory with
David Kitchen.
201. We've graduated. We're in the next level game theory. You want to be a little bit unique. I talked to you guys about this last year. And so even if you reach around ahead, you might get someone else to make you unique in round 5. Like Pete saying, oh, you can get him round 4 or 5. No, you're going to hold on.
I correct the professor here, because this is an entirely false premise. Like your entire premise here, Kitchen, this was a chalk stack at the 3-4 turn that Michael Leone fudded, and now you can get the same chalk stack at the 4-5 turn.
It doesn't matter, because now my fifth guy could be the 5th round pick, could have top two rounds like potential.
So could everyone else who is taking it at the 3-4 turn.
I know. This is the whole premise of unique lineup building, though.
Except it's not unique. You gave yourself a common combo with the worst 2v2.
Guys, this is a building block for my draft. You don't understand. It's not setting me back. If anything, it's allowing me to be a little bit more unique with my picks down the road. You have to get a little bit unique with your lineup builds, and you guys being a slave to the ADP.
We're saying it's not unique.
We're saying
people took Fields, DJ Moore at the 3-4 turn.
Yeah, I love getting weird for uniqueness sake. I don't love taking non-unique
don't understand
combos
though
early.
You're saying like 3-4 turn, so it's the difference between the 3 and the 5, right? The 3rd round and the 5th round pick. I'm saying my 5th round pick could have like top 12, top 24 potential to be more than the current 3rd round pick. That's what I'm saying. So
got it.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if this checks out for you guys.
Yeah, let us know. Team Dave, team Justin Fields, DJ Moore at the 3-4 turn.
Yeah.
Dave with a little 0 RB team though. This strikes to me like he's gonna panic take Devin Singletary 20 spots ahead of ADP.
Davis, 0 RB is how I've been doing it. It's how I've made both of my DraftKings finals.
Okay.
So some people don't like it.
Is that even true? Like if I go fact check that, is that going to check out or is that a lie?
Yes. Well, 100% check out.
All right.
Eric Meshelhoff says Dave has the best team. OXD says Team Dave. AJT says Dave thinks if he says unique 12 times in 3 sentences, that his point will get through to these numbskulls. I get it. So, all right. So, Pete, you went 5 wide receivers.
You heard of it, Dave? Pissing the board yellow. Talk about living a little, not caring about the running back position. What better way to live on the wild side, Dave?
All right. So, I mean, Soccer Dave is on the clock right now. So I need, oh boy.
It's just a choose your own adventure here.
Well, there is this Miles Sanders guy.
What team does he play for?
Carolina.
I love the chat is counting down 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! I accidentally took Kyle Pitts.
You could take Ritter here just to make sure you got your stack locked up.
Okay. And then you know what? I probably need. Yeah, let's just go with some upside. Let's go with Mike Evans. Mike Evans falling to the 6th round is a little absurd. Don't you agree?
I don't know if he's a great fit for Baker. I like Godwin a lot more.
Yeah, Baker's just going to throw it up. Would you rather have Keenan Allen or Mike Evans? In a half-point PPR
I think Keenan go like way ahead of him on average.
Yeah,
I'd probably rather have Keenan. He's got a good Week 17 game too.
Okay.
Oh, totally.
This you guys still focusing on Week 17? And
it only helped Crane win $2 million, but like, who cares? You know.
Also, Dave, you just dialed up a premium Week 17 stack, Fields to Moore with the Kyle Pitts bring back. So you're as big of a Week 17 slappy as the rest of us.
All right, but what did I do last year though? I don't know if you guys remember. I also focused on the Week 16 overlaps because I just wanted a seat at the table. I wanted a chance to win, and then once you get in, you're you have a chance. Anything can happen.
Just need a chip and a chair.
We talked about this last year though. I think Alsamo had something about it, like Week 16 being more important than Week 17.
Yeah, the math was a little dubious on that though.
Pete?
Yeah, Kidgen, I want my money back for my game theory 201 class with David.
Yeah,
Kitchener.
I audited this class, and to be honest, the results middling at best.
This is like one of those Trump universities that has like technically has real accreditation, but it's really sketchy. And they like pay a lot for the fountains. So like when people show up to tour the school, they're like, "Oh, look at this nice place." But then you really start to peel.
You guys are the elitist, like laughing at the like being just so out of touch with reality. We're like
the people that the New York Times editorial board, they go to a diner in Wisconsin, and they're like that, like we're like people are writing that article for us, like what are real Americans thinking about Week 17 stacking? And it's just Dave with a piece of apple pie with cheese on it at a diner explaining that the East Coast elitists have gone too far with their Week 17 ideas.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Do you guys think there's any way someone does not correlate Week 17 stacks as far as game stacks and wins these contests? Like, do you think it's possible? Like,
so you're saying they show up with either a 2 or 3 QB team, but not a single pass catching stack?
No, they can stack, but as far as game stacks, Week 17 game stacks,
a bring back on the other side.
Oh, sure. I mean, that's
definitely possible.
It's pretty possible.
And yet, you guys focus so much on Week 17.
It's where all the money is.
So here's my question.
But it's like it's also like saying, is it possible that someone could show up in the finals with a 4 tight end build, and you guys would say you would never take more than 3 tight ends? Is it possible? Of course, but it doesn't mean that it's not something.
This is the whole live little thing, Pete. You've got 150 lineups. If you could, like, before you drafted any of them, say I'm going to draft game stacks and bring backs for week 17 in X amounts. Like, would be your optimal strategy? How many would that be? 150
100%.
out of 150?
Because the whole point is you're not doing it at the expense of something else. You're not sacrificing it. You're doing all the other things you need to accomplish while doing this at the same time. Dave, it's multitasking. It's best ball multitasking. You stay within structure. You correlate. You do all the other things you need to do. Get ADP values while also game stacking week 17. You can have your cake. You can have your blizzard, and you can eat it too, David.
We are just on total opposite sides. Your mantra is stay within structure. My mantra is live a little. Like complete.
I mean, Dave, to be fair, your mantra doesn't have anything to do with making money. You just want to have fun.
Well, I probably had the best ROI out of anybody of us last year.
How much did you make in the DraftKings finals?
I forget. It was so much. I forget. All right. Pete's on the board. He drafts finally a quarterback. No, you drafted a running back.
I drafted a running back. Dave, you're the last 0 RB holdover in this room. I pulled the trigger on DeAndre Swift, 10 picks past ADP to go with my Dallas Goedert here.
Okay, so we've got we've got Dalvin Cook, Cam Akers, Rashad White, James Conner. I told y'all James Conner last week had fallen a little bit. Alvin Kamara all the way to 99. Boy, things have.
That seems like a nice value.
Why, Dave? Why do you think he's going so late?
It's probably because he's not going to be playing the first few games of the season. Oh, it didn't fall into the trap, Davis? Huh?
I'm shocked you knew that. I thought you literally would have just been like, he stunk last year.
I knew it. All right, so let's see. Oh, boy.
9 seconds, Dave.
Yeah, I got it. Calm down. I'm going to go with Rashad White.
There you go. Got a little Buccaneer stack going on.
Tampa Bay. You got some NFC South action going on here.
Who does Tampa Bay play in Week 17, Dave?
New Orleans, is it?
Ooh, little
Rashad
White.
Shout out to Spike Week 2023 cheat schedule. 9 seconds. Let's go with.
You do have back-to-back picks this entire draft, Dave. I just want you to know that.
Did I draft CD?
You did, Dave.
Did I?
Oh yeah, you did. You didn't want to, but then you clicked it anyway.
Let's go. All right. So just to kind of run down my team, I've got Justin Fields and Dak Prescott, Rashad White to pair with Mike Evans. I've got Devontae Adams just kind of living his life on the island there. CD to go with Dak, DJ to go with Fields. And then Kyle Pitts, which is, like you guys said, my Chicago bringback. This is a really good draft for my second ever draft of the season.
It's fine. I haven't. It's hard for you to say really good draft when you literally started the draft auto drafting a guy you said you didn't want.
It doesn't matter how we got here. The fact is, like, at this point in the race, it's a really good team.
Davis, I had an interesting spot here where it's like I kind of wanted to take Bateman, but I was pretty sure this drafter out of the 4 hole, even though he had Lamar, I was thinking him at 93 would have taken Tua to get the double stack there with both Tua and Lamar Jackson. I don't think Tua was going to come back to me at 105.
Well, that's noted, friend of the program. I was inverted. He's in the chat.
No, that's Paul from the 3. I'm talking about this guy from the 4 hole.
Oh, I thought. So I was gonna try and push it another pick too on Anthony Richardson, and then I basically had the same thought you did, where I was like, the odds of me squeaking that through are low enough that I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Davis, why are people calling your draft the boomer draft?
Because I only have 3 wide receivers by my 8th pick.
And last week you drafted a lot of like seasoned players. I won't say like dusty, but like seasoned players.
But
that's a nice term. It's like when you don't call someone overweight, you say they're big boned, right? Or they have a I don't know, a hardy figure. You saying their season? That is such a nice PR spin on dusty old vets, Dave. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Dave,
But-
I'm taking what the draft has given me, bud.
Do you think this might be you maturing and like being a married man this year and like not going for the shiny new object?
No,
Or do you think Bijan and Anthony Richardson are your shiny new toys?
No, it's all about chasing Kareem. Like everything I'm doing in these drafts is about trying to make money so that we can chase Kareem. That's what it's all about.
What would you rather have, Davis? $10 in the Best Ball Mania 4 champ or $1 million under the table that you don't get to tell anyone about?
Okay, $10 to $1 million, obviously $1 million, right? But you start every.
I want to know what's the tipping point. What's the Mendoza line for you taking the cash versus the clout?
I think the thought exercise we did. I can't remember what show we did it on, where it was $750,000 for first, and you get the championship and you get to sell the subs and everything, versus $1 million for second place, but no one cares because it's second place. I think that was the right line.
Davis doesn't live like in real life. Like there's a guy, SBK Keach here in the office. He works on the projection stuff, high on the Action Network leaderboard for sports betting, but he said he would not eat refried beans for $1,000.
Oh, refried
like
beans
a single bite?
Like a few bites of refried beans for $1,000. Davis has said in the past he won't cut his hair for like $10,000. Like it's something ridiculous.
No chance.
Like,
how long would it take you to grow that back?
His hair will grow back, and he will not grow.
What's Steven's deal with the beans? Would he do it with pinto beans?
It's just texture. But again, I think it's a little bit of posturing, both by he and Davis. Like this is a lot of money. All right,
Dave, find someone offered me $10,000. I'm saying no so fast it'll make your fucking head spin. Make your picks.
Dan Bach, we need $10,000 for the Swolecast budget.
$10,000 cash for the prop budget, Dan.
All right, so
all right, Soccer Dave getting his running back too, who may or may not play this season, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, but that's okay.
You know what you should do? You should take Kendre Miller as well. Lock up that backfield, buddy.
No, you actually, again, this kind of speaks to you kind of maturing or the boomer. Last week, you handcuffed your running backs.
I like that strategy quite a bit.
Don't you think that might limit the potential for your running backs? I mean,
it limits your absolute ceiling because in any given week.
And isn't that what you're going for in trying to win, like, 1 out of 500,000?
Well, I think these discussions are pretty layered because obviously you don't need maximum ceiling. You don't need maximum ceiling from all 18 of your players every single week. You want a lot of bullets to be live. That's sort of the idea. And there are, for example, the Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller. Alvin Kamara, I imagine, is going to be one of the most unique players in the final if the Alvin Kamara teams end up making the final. Actually, very similar to what happened for Herzig. And taking Kendre Miller with him pretty much grants you access to whoever ends up being the highest scoring running back in the Saints backfield, which could be pretty valuable. They have a very easy schedule. Derek Carr is at least a marginal upgrade from Jameis and Dalton, I think. He had the highest scoring running back in fantasy on his team last year. So it seems like a good spot to do that.
Clay just reminded me something in the chat. Clay says, I think it's time for me to republish my 2021 running back handcuffing thesis paper. One of my favorite things in the fantasy space is there is this genre of like Google Doc strategy pieces from people who don't necessarily have an outlet for it. Like I know of 3 of these, like Sam Sherman had a Google Doc of one. Liam has an infamous Google Doc with like a 96,000 word expose on why the Bills are the best or something. And Clay has his handcuffing article. How many of you, I want to smoke all these out. Who has their best ball thoughts in some Word document here to share?
There's the Badge Bros one that is the combinatorial tracking.
Yeah.
But you're right. There are plenty of these, or like Medium posts or whatever.
Exactly.
All right.
Someone should create like the best ball clearinghouse, and it's like, I will be the home for your strategy pieces. Although you'd need another server to host Liam's musings.
I thought
if anyone wants to post them,
I mean, that
I'll
was
put
RotoViz back in the day, right? Like you had a thesis and you would send it to RotoViz to get it published.
I'll tell you what. Imagine Fantasy Douche editing a Liam Murphy piece.
Imagine Fantasy Douche and Liam Murphy debating Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, man. I don't know. Like, obviously, I love Liam, but he a little bit of a thirst trap on his latest thumbnail. It's
Really?
him shirtless. His shoulder showing some collarbone there, and then he's got like nice little gradient with just like a clip art football in the middle. In the middle.
That's a man who knows his audience.
I'm not gonna thumbnail shame, but I did like it did kind of catch it's in the marketing biz we have a thing called ugly marketing, and it's like where crossed out text and like it's so ugly that it works. Maybe that's the same thing for thumbnails.
Yeah.
Index of Suspicion says the good old days of Pete hosting Fantasyland. All right, so people that are with us and maybe like a couple years in the fantasy space, Pete produced a podcast called Fantasyland, and really it was his introduction into like the big world of like, it was his launching pad, I guess I would say
having you on the Fantasy Football Comedy Hour and you kind of tweeting that out there was really my official debut on the scene. But
it certainly didn't hurt. But yeah, that's if you haven't listened to it, it's Pete. It's like professional podcast that took Pete. Like, how long did it take you, Pete? Because you're talking about, speaking of Google Docs, you had a Google Doc for like every sound clip and everything. Yeah. As I'm picking my player, can you go in and
well, the other fun fact about that, so Friedman, Matthew Friedman and Fantasy Douche had asked me to do that show, and then it quickly became this gargantuan production effort, and lo and behold, someone emerged through the cracks and said, hey, I'll help with this production. His name was Patrick Corain. He would later go on to win $2 million. Back in the day, we kept him behind the mic. We wouldn't even let him out of the shadows. It was like, hey, just edit these files, sir. And now we've all created a monster.
So really, in a way, Dave sort of created Pat Corain because he kind of helped launch your career, which let Pat get in front of the mic. It kind of helped Pat, find his way in the industry, and Dave sort of mentored him. So, it's just the Soccer Dave tree. It's really impressive.
We talk about trees, and again, I've told Pat this because he wants to be a part of the tree. And I said, like, listen, if you, he does,
the history books.
He does want, and this is what I say, like, there is something called in people that are like, if you go to Arbor Pro, like they'll tell you, there is something called grafting. And you can graft a branch. Thank you. You can graft a branch onto a tree and let it grow. And so I have told Patrick when he said, like, I want to be, like, let me know. I said, well, you're on the tree. If you want to be in the tree, you can be in the tree.
And okay. Are you going to and you're welcoming him with open arms?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you were also able to graft Liam onto your tree as well, because I never would have had a successful YouTube channel if it wasn't for you giving me my start. Then I was able to bring Liam in, almost like the definition of kind of how a tree trunk and structure work.
So you're taking credit for Liam then?
I don't think Pete's taking credit for Liam.
No, I'm trying to distance myself a little bit. I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah. No, as someone who brought Davis Maddock and others like him to the fold, like
you got to live by the trunk and you got to die by the trunk, Kitchen. Sometimes it backfires. With Corain, it's working out real well. With Liam, it's like this guy just showed up at the bar at the same time as me. I don't know how this happened.
All right, let's go over some of the teams. Also, a reminder that you can like and comment on this for a chance at 1,500 cold hard cash. And really, we're just trying to get to 5,000 in the effort to get to 10,000. And we're hoping that giving people the goods with these live drafts will help in that. And I think we're giving away some shirts already. Sosa, can you come on screen?
Hop on, Sosa. Hop on screen.
Wow. Producer Sosa.
If
Are we
Sosa
worried is he gonna break?
Okay, here he is.
I thought he was gonna break the screen share.
These are the Swolecast shirts. All right. And we should have already sent two names to Danielle. Have you done that yet?
Yes.
Okay.
They should be.
Wait, is Danielle gonna? We finally have someone who's gonna actually get shit done around here, and her name is Danielle.
Well, Danielle is our office executive, and she's the one who has been in charge of shipping.
Don't throw Danielle under the bus. We all know this is
for
your
the last
bullshit.
for the last 6 months. She's the person. Before that, it was Eli. I haven't
Don't
been
throw Danielle under the bus.
No.
I'm not going to allow this.
Danielle. I'm not throwing Danielle under the bus. I'm saying Danielle gets credit for these shirts being shipped out.
Okay.
If I wanted to throw someone under the bus, I would throw Eli under the bus, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll give away some shirts to some of the best comments. We already have a few that are going out via Daniel.
Yeah, I got a good comment right now. Swolecast does a draft and doesn't talk about the draft for the entire show. Spot on, Swolecast mid-season form.
Yeah, well, I mean, the draft is just part of this show.
Oh no, dude! I just made such a rookie mistake. Oh no!
Are you drafting my quarterback?
No, double quarterback. Same bye week. Bye week.
You literally have
the bye week bros.
Man,
you are a boomer, Davis. You are the boomer of this draft. 100%.
I looked at. Oh, fuck. Why are you guys making me take Dalton Schultz?
Yeah,
we're out here taking Gerald Everett over Dalton Schultz. Come on.
And Davis. To be fair, I don't know how you could have even seen the bye weeks. Like you probably have to have a special document, right, to see bye weeks when you draft.
A special. I would say, David's actually right here in the app. It says by 11.
Oh, it does. It does.
I mean, to be fair,
that's probably
Davis
a special overlay, though, right, Pete? You have.
Yeah. But Davis, you had only drafted half a quarterback even before Derek Carr, so this is definitely a 2.5 quarterback build.
This team is begging for round 17 CJ Stroud. I'm gonna Ed Garvey this so hard.
Can we also appreciate behind the scenes? We were talking about how we kind of want the show and the theme to drafting this summer to look, coming up with some ideas, maybe some challenges, some prompts, and Davis not willing to sacrifice any EV whatsoever, but then just out here drafted 2 quarterbacks with the same bye week.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with these drafts this summer. They're not going to be just the typical boring, I got this guy 1 round above ADP kind of thing. Oh, shoot, I just auto-drafted. You guys have to tell me. Cole Kmet. He actually fits with my stack. This is an amazing team.
Did you auto-draft that?
Yes, 100%. Oh, gosh. All right, so, boy. Do I already have?
I like your team, Dave. I really hate to admit it. Truly do. Pains me. You auto drafting a decent team is just.
It is. That's a good bit. That is a good bit.
He auto drafted into his stack. Who runs better than David Kitchen?
This is pretty good.
Talk to us about Jaden Reed.
He's a rookie that I think that we don't really know his potential. That's the thing with rookie wide receivers. They have humongous upside. That's also why I drafted.
They could be anybody, dude.
That's why I drafted Jalen Hyatt too. These are the spike week guys. Like these are the guys that could easily be the next Jamar Chase, the next CeeDee Lamb. Who knows? And with Jordan Love, we don't even know what we're getting with the in the quarterback position. And so getting this guy in the 14th round, it feels like big upside. And that's really where I draft, is on upside. All right. So just this out loud.
The audio listeners are going to be in shambles with this episode. Just absolute shambles.
You're probably used to this. Just to run down the teams. So far, I've got 2 quarterbacks, Fields and Prescott. And then Rachaad White, Kamara, and A-Chain, who, if you guys paid attention to Twitter, his own teammate said that boy can run, or that boy.
Wow,
has
his own teammate said that.
Yes,
you got that on record.
Yes,
damn.
And then just a bunch of alphas in the wide receiver room: Adams, Lamb, Moore, Evans, Hyatt, Gallup. Well, Gallup is just kind of with the stack. And then Reed. And then Cole, Kmet, and Kyle Pitts. This is a really good team.
I just want to also highlight, so like last week, the degree of difficulty for Dave on that show, I would personally admit was high. He was hosting, he was screen sharing, he was drafting his first team, and he was doing cardio. Admittedly, an impressive performance. This week, we take the screen sharing off his plate. We get rid of the treadmill.
Yeah.
You're still timing out picks and still not hosting the show. What is your excuse this week?
I love talking to you guys. I love talking to the chat. And I just was, I forget what we were even talking about, but I just got so caught up in it that I look up and sure enough, the draft went to 0. You guys understand what that's like though.
Davis and I are probably some of the best multitaskers in the biz, Dave. Yeah. I think you gotta
not when I'm freaking clicking double buy quarterbacks, dude.
That's true.
Davis last week was legitimately hoping to miss time our collective entering of the tournament, hoping he could do 2 drafts at once. He was hoping that it would accidentally fill.
You love to see it.
One draft isn't enough. Like drinking the 6 beers, but it's no, you need to rip 2 shots after that to feel something.
Davis, you didn't get Derrick Henry, so you go with Tajay Spears.
I don't know if you know this, but the Titans get to play the Texans twice in Week 17, Dave.
Yeah? Who do you have them stacked with?
Damian Pierce. And I'm about to take CJ Stroud too.
Oh.
Dave, I am absolutely value hounding and correlating right now, all in tandem, all while not sacrificing anything. Schultz, 23 picks past ADP, then come back with Devin Singletary on the Texans, 14 picks past ADP. Algier, 8 picks past ADP, correlated with Khalil Herbert, who was 7 picks past ADP. Find you a man who can do it all, Dave.
I love it. And then Davis, you want to run down your boomer team?
Davis, what are you arguing about in the chat? There's this whole side conversation.
This guy doesn't get the thesis of why.
You guys!
Take a pick, Dave.
You guys have to
Chase
tell
Brown.
me.
Boomer Brown. You got another pick, Dave.
I know. Now I'm just trying to. Oh, geez. Okay.
Dave, 10 seconds.
Act like you've been here at least one other time.
I know. Let's go with no, I can't do that. Oh gosh.
Dave. Oh, why? What does Bryce Young do for this team? What does Bryce Young do for this team, Dave?
Oh, unstacked Bryce Young.
I couldn't make a decision, and Claypool was right there. I'm seeing it now. Oh, you guys just saw me buckle under pressure big time. I did not know what I was going to do. And then I thought for a second, should I, for the bit, draft CJ Stroud after Davis just told me he was going to draft CJ Stroud? And I
actually think I'm not going to take CJ Stroud.
Yeah, in that moment.
I almost just took thank God I looked. I almost just took a double buy at tight end, which would have been just put the nail in.
Dude. Dude, you know what? I need the character who tries to convince someone that double buy tight end and double buy QB is actually a way to get leverage on the field.
Do you want me to be that guy? Because I'll do it real quick.
Yeah. That is really, it's living a little.
So if you think about it, what are some of the least likely permutations going to be?
That's right.
Permutations that get drafted least often. So if you're thinking about it, quarterbacks with the same bye week are very unlikely to advance to the final. 1, because they're very unlikely to be drafted together. 2, those teams are going to have a low advance rate because they're taking you 0 the quarterback. In the week where they have the same bye, those stacks are undervalued. If we're just trying to game this out, if we're just trying to look at the game tree, you want to be in parts of the game tree that your opponents are not. That's all I'm saying, dude.
That's all I'm saying, dude. I'm making a queue right now for my last 2 picks of this draft. Not to worry, people. I understand what the will is.
Can I catch Peter up on what's happening in the chat?
Yes, because I'm
Sure.
very confused.
Okay, so
That's what I was
basically-
focused on.
Okay,
and
so
then,
basically, this guy is like Davis is a moron for not taking that 250K and just putting it in a fund and earning passive income, which he just is totally missing the thesis of the statement, which is that winning this contest allows you to have a marketing point. It's basically the marketing budget in and of itself. You get to be your own boss. You get to quit your job working for the man. You get to do the job you love. You get to make a little bit of money, and the marketing is just built in. He's completely missing the point.
I'm surprised this car. I mean, I didn't mean to bring this up again. I just, made a casual reference to it. I didn't realize it was going to lead to
It's really my driving passion in life, basically, at this point.
In Davis's head, if you win that tournament, you're rolling out legendaryabsolutes.com, running a very specific playbook all over again.
and then,
basically,
it's going to be leg abs. When
I said
leg ab, I like
leg abs. So
and
I
then
said
you pivot it to a workout app.
I think basically if I win, let's say I win Best Ball Mania 4 on a Monday, I think I can have a premium site up by Friday is really the working thesis there.
Oh, Davis, the whole point about this argument that doesn't upset me is not even your calculation on how quickly you could monetize that clout whatsoever, but the fact that if you do feel strongly about that, you should just do it regardless. Davis, you should just go for it. Be the change you want to see in the world.
What's the selling point? What's the selling point?
You're Davis fucking Maddock, baby.
So I quit my job with good health care and good benefits and good vacation time and all this shit to go fucking like no chance. All right, I'm double checking bye weeks again. I'm double checking. Okay, we're good. Okay.
I love Davis. You bag on CJ Stroud so much, and you were forced to draft CJ Stroud as a third QB because of your.
It's so bad. Well, I was gonna take Purdy, but someone else took him right before.
Okay, can I get you guys' take? I've got two guys in the queue.
You need at least one more running back because right now you've got like
CPAT. Let me tell you, I've got CPAT and I've got Deuce Vaughn. There's also Malik Davis there. I've got the Cowboys stack, but I've also got Pitts.
You want Malik Davis?
Oh, are you sure? That's just so gross.
That's who I would take.
Pete, who would you
Malik
take?
Willis, I think is honestly.
Who would you take? Pete, who would you take?
Davis, I'm not here to win friends. I'm here to make $3 million so I can launch legendaryoverzet.com.
Legendary Overzet.
Lego.
The greatest. Okay. Unbelievable bit.
So I tried to select a player. I had the queue drafted, and then when I tried to click the player within time, it drafted that person as well.
All right, if we want to talk about absolutely legendary bits, it would be legendaryoverzet.com and legendaryabsolute.com both going live on the same day. I mean, and just doing a ship chasing like without Karain on it or something. I mean, that would be let's win $1 million this year so that we could do this. Oh, I was gonna take Berrios. You were?
I've got Tua. Are you taking? Oh, because you have a Baltimore thing going on.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of Tua? Looking a little thick.
Damn, I do not know who to take here. Pete, would you take another running back if you were me?
Let's see.
I got Bijan, Gibbs, Pierce, Elijah Mitchell, and
no,
Spears, but I have overlapping
wide
bye
receivers
weeks
with this bill. I'm going wide receiver 8 because you only had 3 picks in the top 100. I think you need more ammo.
Yeah. Shit. All right.
Dortch report. I love that. That's a fun. Especially if you're telling yourself the story of like the Cardinals are a dumpster fire and Greg Dortch, Greg Dortch could have like a 26% market share where they're like shutting down everybody down the stretch.
If they're tanking for the first pick and DeAndre Hopkins has been traded, Hollywood Brown's been shut down with a fake foot injury. It's just Colt McCoy and Greg Dortch for 18 targets a game.
Yeah. All right, these teams. Kitchen, do you want? I know I had to make my pick here. You want to talk about this Cordero Patterson, Malik Davis double tap here to round it out?
No, because I didn't mean to do it.
Hmm.
I had a queue, and it took the queue, and then I tapped Malik Davis trying to get in under the clock, and it just took him. So now I've got 6 running backs. Not optimal. I started this draft off so strong.
Six running backs when you drafted that way is what you want to be doing.
I would even go 7. I did a similar build as you, Dave, and I got to 7 running. 6 is completely fine here. 5 would have been very thin for first one at 84.
Yeah,
that's how I do it.
Bryce Young though was a horrendous.
Bryce Young was just a straight up panic click.
It was an auto draft is what it was. It was not a panic click.
Mm.
So lessons were learned, and that is like the queue. Like as I'm talking with you guys, use the queue so that when they auto draft, especially on the turn, that I can at least get one person in. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We got the chat just going. Just everyone get along, okay? Just everyone needs to get along. Davis contributing to this gathering of negativity, not what we want to see. It's Mookie says, honestly, for timing out on half his picks, Kitchen's team isn't bad. Thank you for that. So let's run down. Pete, can you share your screen just one last time, and let's run down teams?
Is still
okay.
shared.
All right.
I will take. I'm going to make it easier to see here on the board. 1 second.
Yeah. I will just read everybody Davis's team because I think it's probably the worst of the 3 teams drafted. And it is Anthony Richardson and pairing him with the same bye week as Derek Carr.
Wait, hold on. We got to figure out who does Houston play in week 11?
In week 11.
Oh baby, they're home to the Cardinals. I saved it. And I got the Dortch week 11 correlation in there too. I saved it. Guys, I saved it. It's fine.
CJ Stroud, and then he goes Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Damian Pierce, Elijah Mitchell, and Tyjae Spears. 3 rookie running backs. Honestly, I don't hate that. But then his wide receivers, it might be the dustiest of the 12 wide receivers. It's Olave, Pittman, Brandon Cooks was his wide receiver 3 is how bad you know this is. And then Jameson Williams, Jacoby Myers, then Romeo, Josh Downs, and Dortch. So
why this is not optimal is I was setting this up to take Jimmy Garoppolo, and I just forgot. I looked down at my phone, and I had 10 seconds left, and I knew I needed a quarterback, and I clicked Carr. But when I took Myers at 114, I was setting it up to take Garoppolo and double up the Week 17 game, and I just had a brain fart, and I would take that back if I could. That would have made me feel better.
Yeah, and then Mark Andrews, and then Jake Ferguson, rounding out the.
I think he's my most drafted tight end.
I kind of like it.
All right.
No, Taysom is still my most drafted tight end, but he's
I
close.
don't like it.
Are you you're not interested in winning again? You don't want last year's tight end 6 at tight end 22 prices?
I'm not capitulating to big Taysom Hill. It's Dave. Dave, doesn't this have pump and dump written all over it?
I practice what I preach. I assumed that Taysom Hill would have had a Kincaid'ian level ADP where it was just the true believers love him so much that there's nothing the haters can do.
Did you not
to
see
decrease his price?
He's not even tight end 1 there in New Orleans.
He wasn't the tight end 1 last year.
It's Juwan. Juwan is watching game tape. Did you realize this, Davis?
Yeah, he's watching Julian Edelman film.
He's watching Julian Edelman game tape, so
Taysom
he can
Hill
be that guy.
Will remain the same player he has been every year of his career. He's never had fewer than 9 touchdowns. He is what he is.
Can I point out a really weird quirk in this draft that I just noticed? So from the 6 hole, Hammer took an unstacked Brock Purdy, Trey Lance combo at the end of his draft. And normally when I see this, it's because they have Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, or whatever. But wow, I just have not seen that. Cornering the market. I mean, the Sam Darnold week 1 starter announcement is going to be tough for Hammer on
He also doubled up on Mostert and Jeff Wilson.
That's our bet.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, and I mean, he was the guy who took freaking Henry in front of me, so don't love that.
Yeah. Peter, you want to give Davis's team a rundown?
And then Kitchen or
Davis
will roast.
This was people's favorite bit last week was the roasting of the teams.
Wait, who am I? Wait, didn't you just do Davis? Aren't we each supposed to do one?
I'm sorry. Yeah. So you're doing.
It has to be yours.
Oh yeah.
And then Davis does mine.
God damn it! I wanted to do David's. Pete gets a softball.
So Kitchen started this draft off by auto drafting his first pick. For some reason, his own ranks, he has CeeDee Lamb ahead of Devontae Adams. He did recover quickly by realizing, oh, I have back-to-back picks. I guess I can also take CeeDee Lamb. He followed that up with what I believe was him galaxy braining, reaching for a chalk Justin Fields, DJ Moore stack ahead of where you can get it now as a way to set up a unique fifth-round pick. That unique fifth-round pick was Kyle Pitts directly at ADP, correlated in fashion, basically the least unique possible pick you could make with a Justin Fields, DJ Moore turn. He followed that up with Mike Evans because he said he has upside. He took Rachaad White because he accidentally lucked into team-level correlation there. Dak Prescott, I'm sure, was an auto timeout there, serendipitous stack. Kitchen has been saying free Alvin Kamara. Alvin's innocent. The elevator footage is a deep fake, and he should be left off the hook. He took Devin A-Chain. I don't know if he gave a reason other than saying rookies are a mystery black box.
And that boy fast. That boy fast was direct quote from
his
training
teammates
camp.
said he was fast.
All right. Then he took Jalen Hyatt because rookies are a mystery box that have upside. Then he took Michael Gallup because Kitchen read one article about stacking. Auto-drafted Cole Kmet, which works out really well when you've already made a big bet on the Bears. Took Jaden Reed because rookies are a mystery box that have upside.
Yep.
Auto-drafted Chase Brown because he was panicking. Auto-drafted Bryce Young because he was panicking as a third QB when Bryce Young does absolutely nothing for this team. And then auto-drafted Cordell Patterson and Malik Davis because he was panicking.
No, I drafted one of those guys after the auto draft. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And seed for Kitchen.
Yeah, that was bad. All right, Davis, you got Pete's team.
All right. You can tell Peter just read Sean Siegel's rankings that came out today. So he drafted Tua ahead of ADP. Also went ahead and nabbed Geno Smith ahead of ADP to match up with Jackson Smith and Jigba, who Sean ranked over DK Metcalf. No chance Pete was skipping on the Sean boys. Another 0 RB team after he watched his best fantasy football friend win $2 million USD by drafting 2 running backs with his first 2 picks. Took DeAndre Swift again, just like he did last week, despite the fact that DeAndre Swift is the 4th highest paid Eagles running back. James Cook worked out really well last year. James Cook worked out really well last year, so Pete's running that back. The Chicago Bears love Khalil Herbert so much they drafted Roshan Johnson, everyone's favorite. Another converted linebacker playing running back, Tyler Algier. He wanted the slowest running back in the NFL, so we added Devin Singletary. Chuba Hubbard, what does he do for this team? Jerome Ford, just to show you that Pete knows what the cool kids are doing, taking Nick Chubb's handcuff. Then at wide receiver, nothing wrong with Stephon Diggs. Again, Peter read Sean's rankings, set up the Jalen Waddle. Little bit of gam with Deebo Samuel, but unfortunately is going to be cucked by Hammer, who has Brock Purdy, as we all say. He can't get away with this as Brock Purdy waffle ducks his way through another 303 performance. Jackson Smith and Jigba as your wide receiver 5. I guess if Sean has him ranked ahead of DK Metcalf, it's got to be good. Alec Pierce. No one even knows who Alec Pierce is. And then anytime you can correlate Braxton Berrios with Tua, you got to do it. Dallas Goedert. And then, of course, everyone loved Dalton Schultz's performance last week. I like him better when he's called Jake Ferguson and plays for a good football team.
It's hard to, to know all the beautiful correlations and ADP values couldn't, sneak their way into that editorializing there, but I understand it. It's tough, but fair.
I think, I mean, the idea is we have to be as mean as possible to each other's teams. Honestly, to be frank, I'm not really drafting 0 running back teams in Best Ball Mania 4. I don't have
right now or just across the entire year. You're not.
You guys are drafting so many teams. I don't understand why you don't mix it up a little bit.
I will. So the most common thing I will do is it will be a 0 RB team when I have Diggs and Allen or Kelsey and Mahomes. I feel like doing a 0 RB team and going in with Tua and Geno is I don't feel like I have the ammo to get there. I feel like you need an elite quarterback to justify the 0 RB stuff.
And that's where I do think Tua can be an elite quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. We are going to have some really fun streams for you this summer. We are well prepared. We're committed. We decided, yesterday, like if we're going to do this, let's commit. So, with that being said, I think it's time for Overzet's overview.
I don't have one for today.
I'm glad that we didn't play the clip, then the intro clip, and that you have to come back with. I don't have anything today. So, okay, well, next week then, Peter, can you have something next week?
I will. Behind the scenes, there was a lot of kind of confusion and disorganization about this show today.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So
yeah, and people want to know where Tuttle is, and like we're having these conversations in the same chat that Tuttle's in. Tuttle is seeing everything. And Tuttle has basically just said, listen, I'll be on when NFL starts, but I think we might be able to get him for 1 or 2. But
also, Davis,
I
didn't mean to interrupt you, Kitchen.
No, it's okay.
The people want to know, Davis, is Big T coming on the Takecast?
So I talked to him yesterday, and basically he just said like eventually, yes, it will happen, but it's not happening right now. But if he wants to come on, but if he wants to come on Lowell's, if he says tomorrow he wants to come on Lowell's, I will promise I will not be upset. I don't care.
Let's settle this now in front of everybody. Peter, do you
want Davis to have the interview?
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if you felt like Davis sniped you a little bit on this interview because you had Hoop. And
just to be fair, I would not ask Hoop to be on my show, but I like Tony. So,
and to be fair, I would not ask Big T to be on mine. So it sounds like we're in a perfect spot.
All right. So, perfect symmetry with the balance of the show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Final thoughts, Davis.
I mean, honestly, I've drafted 2 Best Ball Mania teams today. Neither of them are the winning team, so I'm just gonna keep trying to get better. Jimmy Garoppolo mistakes involved in both of the teams I did today. I'm very that Week 17 Colts Raiders game to me is just like it's like it's like an Instagram model. It's not benefiting me to keep looking at it, but I can't look away.
I get it. All right, Peter.
Well, I was just thinking through like the evolution of drafting on this show, and it is kind of like the levels to the Galaxy Brain meme and Dave's ever evolving kind of philosophical approach to drafting. And last year, of course, we had the live a little, right? ADP is a social construct. You go and live a little. But now Dave is living a little so much that he's not even making the picks himself.
He's just letting the computer pick for him.
Except the computer is picking off of ADP. The computer legitimately does not know how to live a little. So in a way, Kitchen living a little to his full extent has brought us full circle back to just drafting off of ADP. So congratulations on the round trip, Kitchen.
Thank you. And listen, I don't like making excuses, but this is like the dads that have school-age children, they know this is the final countdown. We're having end-of-year programs. We're having last soccer games, makeup soccer games, end-of-year parties, everything going on this week. And so my head was a little bit in the clouds today. Next week, it'll just be in the sun, and the sun will shine bright on my team. Whatever that draft's going to look like, I will be much more prepared as far as not auto drafting. So apologies, but again, this is what you see is what you get. It's a WYSIWYG of best ball drafts. And so people kind of saw, listen, second draft ever for the season, and it's not perfect. And we don't claim to be perfect on this show. That's our motto.
I mean,
we
if
really
we did,
don't.
boy, would that be
That would
False
be. I was
advertising.
gonna say. I think we could actually get sued at that
Yeah.
point. The advertising would be so false.
So with that being said, appreciate everyone tuning in. Leave us a comment, please, for your chance at 1,500 cold hard cash. Let us know what team is the worst of the three that we draft. Is it Davis's? Is it Pete's? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you next week here on the Swolecast on RotoGrinders.com. Peace.